Hello, here it is, the end of 2022, and we're still here, still on Mother Earth, watching the planets as they appear to travel around us. The end of the year. First of all, let me say blessings to you for this coming year, 2023. People have asked me to explain what the astrological aspects are. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do with this little video. The aspects, the astrological aspects, the conjunction, the opposition, the square, the trine, these are the angular relationships between the planets at any given moment in time. Now, all of the aspects are based on the apparent path of the sun, the signs of the zodiac. Here we are on Mother Earth in this apparent path of the sun around us. 365 days it takes, it seems, it appears to travel around us. In astronomy, this path of the sun is referred to as the ecliptic, but in astrology it's referred to as the zodiac. Now, the zodiac, it's electromagnetic in nature. The solar system functions like a gigantic electrical frequency transformer. The basic energy from the sun is modulated by the planets through their interacting gravitational and magnetic force fields. And they do this in characteristic ways according to the angular relationships between them. And it's these relationships, these angular relationships, that the aspects are referring to. These are the aspects. So what it's all based on is how do the signs get along with each other? Because the planets are traveling in certain signs, and to see how the planets are getting along, if they're conjunct, if they're opposite, if they're squaring each other, we measure from each sign. It's the signs that form the basis of this, and the basic energy of the solar system is electromagnetic in nature, and of course so is the zodiac, the path of the sun. Now, each of these signs, which is really just a division in space, with different electromagnetic energy forming at its base, and each sign is positive or negative in nature, electromagnetically speaking. So we have positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative through the zodiac. Each of these signs can be qualified as either positive or negative, as each of these signs can be qualified as earth, air, fire, or water. And another third way we have of looking at these signs is that each one has a certain quality. They're either cardinal, or they're fixed in nature, or they're mutable in nature, each one of these signs. Now, looking at the positive, negative, this alternating basic energy, electromagnetically speaking, the fire signs and the air signs, Aries and Gemini and Leo and Libra and Sagittarius and Aquarius, they're all the positive signs, and they get along well with each other. They form the angle, the aspect we refer to as the sextile, the 60-degree angle, the sextile. And all of the signs that are negative in nature, Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Pisces, the earth and the water signs, they are all negative, and they get along well with each other. They form a sextile. Air signs think a great deal. They're basing their life's path on principle and idea. Fire signs are very outgoing, initiate action, starting things, and then having the stick-with-itness and in a fire level, great deal of willpower. The earth signs are very practical, very sensible, and this is something common to all of the earth signs. And the water signs are based on feelings and emotions. They describe the feeling-based energy of our lives. So, the positive signs get along well with each other, and these are the fire signs and the air signs. And the negative signs also get along well with each other because they're common in nature. Like attracts like, and we get along with people of our own group, people of our own nature. It's in nature and it's inherent with people and with the signs. Because at the base of electricity, positive and negative are very different energies. Together, carefully, they form a whole. So the signs are also this fire, earth, air, and water. Of the same element, these guys get along. We see trine energies, a very powerful friendship with potential for getting along extremely well. And this is of signs that get along with their own signs, their own element. So Aries gets along with Leo, and Leo gets along with Sagittarius. The earth signs get along well with each other because they're the same stuff. They're built of the same raw material. And then we have this way of describing signs. They're cardinal, fixed, and mutable in their energies. And likewise, we see some signs getting along well and some signs not. So we have cardinal signs. There's one in each of the elements. There is a fire cardinal, and a water cardinal, and an air cardinal, and an earth cardinal. But all of the cardinal signs don't like each other. They do not get along. And this is the basis of the square, the 90-degree angle. This is what Uranus and Saturn have been doing with each other off and on this year, past year, 2022. And that's because Uranus has been traveling in Taurus, the fixed sign of Taurus, and Saturn's been traveling along by transit in Aquarius, the fixed sign of Aquarius. And these signs don't get along because they're both fixed. So we say that these planets don't get along while they're in these signs. So the aspects are based on the sign relationship, how the signs get along with each other on 3 different levels, whether they're positive and negative in nature, electromagnetically, whether they're earth, air, fire, or water, or if they are cardinal, fixed, or mutable in nature. And again, we have 4 cardinals, one of each element. We have 4 fixed, Taurus and Leo and Scorpio and Aquarius, one of each element. And we have 4 mutables. In the air, we have Gemini, we have Libra, we have Aquarius. So cardinal signs don't get along with other cardinal signs. And fixed signs don't get along well with other fixed signs, as with Saturn and Uranus this past year. And mutable signs don't get along well with other mutable signs. So Gemini and Virgo and Sagittarius and Pisces, the mutable signs, they don't get along well with each other. And this is the basis of the aspects. The signs that the planets happen to be in, and we aspect the planets with each other dependent on those signs, and if those signs get along. So this is an attempt to explain what the aspects are. And of course, each has their different nature, characteristic ways of manifestation, Trines and sextiles bring in favorable energies and opportunities and expansion, usually. Trines are of the nature of Jupiter. Sextiles are of the nature of Venus. Squares are of the nature of Mars. And the conjunction, when two planets are sitting at the same spot, sharing the same space, the nature of the Sun, a very powerful aspect, when the blending of the two planets occurs in whatever sign they're traveling in. But again, all the aspects are based on the signs. So you can see why it's so very significant to take note where the outer planets like Pluto and Saturn in March of 2023 are changing signs. The energy and all that these planets symbolize in our life, shifting into a whole new environment. And we'll see different manifestation than we have with them in the signs they're leaving. I hope that explains aspects a little bit. When I first started doing astrology, we calculated everything by hand with paper and pencil. We had a lot of research material necessary. It was before the world of computers in our lives. Computers did not hit the market till 1978. I took my first class in the mathematical procedures of astrology, which included calculating the aspects, of course, in 1973. This is the 50th year for me as a serious student and practitioner of astrology. Explaining the aspects, understanding the aspects, being able to calculate the aspects. Yes, part of the journey. Take care.